One of my very first videos to actually take off on this channel was the top 7 worst prop firms video. Now in that video I discussed the top 7 worst prop firms in my opinion at the time. However, some of them have actually changed. Now this one in particular is by far the biggest change of any of them in that video, and it's so much better that I think now it may even be contending for the top spot on the top 7 best prop firms video. It had a full 180 spin on it, and now it's extremely good prop firm. That prop firm, of course, is The Prop Trading. So The Prop Trading, it's an Australian company. It's actually really responsive to the criticism and feedback. They end up actually thanking me for making that video in the first place, which by the way is amazing customer service and shows the good attitude that they have to actually thank someone for criticism. So that's really awesome. I applaud them for that. So I'll be doing an in-depth review on the prop trading in this video. I'm going over the pros, the cons, things to look out for, and any changes they might have done since my last video. One last thing before I start the review, I also reached out to the company when I was making this video to just make sure I got all the information accurate as possible. And I also negotiated a very special link for you guys. So in this link, it's not a normal discount link. It's a 10% extra percent back on your fee that you spend. So if you pass the challenge verification, you get a first month successful, you get the refund fee back plus 10% as long as you use this link. Lastly, I also am planning on interviewing the owner of the prop trading. So if you want to let me know any questions you definitely want me to ask them, please let me know in the comments below. I'll read all the comments on this video. Any comments that are questions, I'll be sure to ask the owner of the prop trading. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. Remember the website, which again is the top link in the description below. We now can see the website is really fast and also looks much better than it used to. If you want to see how it used to look before, feel free to check out that top 7 worst prop firms video. That'll also be in the description below. They still have an 80% split, which is really good, of course. I love to have an 80% split. That's super high for any prop firm. It's pretty much as high as they go. They now have 1 to 200 leverage, which is really high. That's pretty unheard of in the industry to have that high of a leverage. Really awesome for such high account values, which we'll get to in just a second. Their best value option is now the most expensive. I covered that in the top 7 worst prop firms video, that for some reason the best value was actually not the most expensive one. Now it is, which I think is a pro. The more money you're willing to spend, you should be able to get the best deal. Scrolling down a little bit, you can see that it's very similar to FTMO in the profit target, but it's a little easier because you need to only gain 8% and 4% in the challenge verification, and before you lose 10%, which is much easier than FTMO's 10% and 5%. The one-time fee is now refundable, which is super awesome. I mentioned that in the introduction. Also the one-time fee, which I prefer over the old monthly fee. Before they had monthly fee, now it's just a one-time fee, which you get back as well if you complete everything, with that extra 10% if you lose the link in the description below. They now have added cryptos and metals, and also combined Forex and indices all into one account, which is really cool. You now get guaranteed funding, meaning no consistency rules. This is something really important. I'll cover this later as well. That's a really new change. The accounts are also reviewed every 3 months, and the funding capital is increased by 25% for consistent traders. It's $500,000 max initial capital to be funded. That's just by paying them. You can earn that $500,000 before any of those every 3 month additions. So if those 3 month additions as well, it'll go even higher than $500,000, which is super cool. And again, the highest one they have is that $200,000 option, which is super great. FTMO just switched this to match them. Basically, these guys actually had it a little bit before they had as well. So now moving over to the FAQ section. Really quickly before I continue with the video, I want to mention vvsedu.com. And within that website, they're going to teach you the very best strategies for trading, which of course is Elliott and smart money concepts and Wyckoff. So if you're interested in any of those strategies, or you want to become a better trader, you want help passing the challenge with the prop trading or any other prop firm, that's going to be the very best place on the internet to help you. We also have lots of trade ideas to actually give you individual trades as well. And our community is absolutely thriving right now. I'm so appreciative to this amazing community. We have a free Discord in the description below, but also the paid membership is going to be the very best place if you actually want that little bit of an edge for actually passing the challenge verification and getting funded with the prop trading. Let's go ahead and continue with the video. What is the evaluation program? Well, now they have MetaTrader 5 only. So they have MetaTrader 5 that instead of MetaTrader 4, which is super cool. That's a small upgrade. MetaTrader 5, in my opinion, is better than MetaTrader 4. If you're worried about the EAs and stuff with MetaTrader 4, it's really not that hard to swap them over. MQL4 versus MQL5 is very similar language. If you just pay someone a small amount of money, they'll just do it for you. Or if you're good at programming, you can do that yourself. So there's really no issue there. What is the program duration? The challenge and verification are very similar to FTO in terms of timing. They have 30 days for the challenge, and they have 60 days for the verification. And then again, it's only 8% and 4 though, so even easier. How many accounts can I trade? Like I said before, you can merge accounts up to one big $500,000 account. As you can see, I'm only skipping through to cover just the ones that are the most important in my opinion. If you want to see all of them, feel free to check them out for yourself in the FAQ in the link in the description below. Can you hold overnight? You can not only hold overnight, you can hold over the weekend, and you can also trade news. Super, super great. I wish more prop firms had that ability. Are EAs allowed? Yes. Very simple answer. Any EAs are allowed with them. Can I retake the evaluation program if you don't pass? Yes, you can do up to 3 total takes as long as the max daily and max drawdown are not broken and you finish positive after those 30 days. So in total, you can have up to 3 tries or 90 days basically in total. If any of those pass, then you're all set and good to go. And then after those 3 days, if you still haven't passed, you can pay again at the full price. But you do get those 3 different tries in order to pass, which is very reasonable in my opinion. Can you reset your account? Now this is pretty cool. You can reset your account for a large discount as long as you have made the mistake within the first 7 days of, for a discounted rate, like I said, as long as you made the mistake in the first 7 days. Is there a lot size limit? No, you can trade whatever the max margin allows with no further restrictions. So again, it's 1 to 200 max leverage. Fantastic. So there's no additional restrictions on the lot size, so that is, even though it says yes, it's actually still no, because it's just depends on the margin allowed depending on what account size you have. Normal, no extra lot size restrictions. How to make a withdrawal? There's no minimum, so even if you make $1 profit, you can withdraw those 80 cents. There's no minimum, and if you choose to not withdraw, they won't force you to. So if you want to scale up your account, I don't necessarily recommend this, but if you want to, you are allowed to scale up your account and get it bigger to get those higher lot sizes, which is super awesome if you want to choose the option. What is the scaling plan? You only need 2% gain on average over 3 months. 2 of the 3 months must finish positive, however. So if you have really large gain in 1 month and then you have 2 small losses in the other 2 months, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to increase the size of account. But if you have 1 really bad month, 1 super great month, and then 1 average month, as long as the average was above 2% for 6% in total, basically, then you're all good to go on that increase. They'll increase it by that 25%. Now, I have a couple extra notes that aren't on the website because I've been reaching out to them. So when I actually reached out to them, they actually thanked me for putting them in that top 7 worst prop firms video, not because they want to be in that video per se, but because I gave them some valid criticism that they ended up working on. So they actually gave me credit for making some of these changes, which is super awesome to see. So I'm really happy to see that they took it so well, and they took those criticisms as valid criticism and actually improved the prop firm. I really hope that more prop firms do things like this. It's an amazing thing to see when these prop firms are responding positively to these criticisms. So super awesome, props for that. There's no margin cap either. So there's not only no lot size cap, but there's also no margin cap, which is a little different if you know what the difference between the two. It's a little bit of difference, but yeah, there's no margin cap for that. You can trade the full 1 to 200 leverage no matter where you are on your account, even if you're down a little bit, even if you're up a little bit. There's no margin requirement, which shows that these are actually real large accounts. Super awesome. They also have removed the consistency rule. They actually had one before, but as you can see from this post, that they have actually removed it. So that's super awesome as well. that they just don't have anymore. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of consistency rules in the first place, but it's all gone now. No need to worry about that at all. So I also will cover the direct account. As you can see, there is a direct account option as well, but I'll cover that in another video. I think it deserves its own video because it's so much different from normal prop trading that it's probably a foreign concept to a lot of people. So we'll just keep that for another video. That's coming soon. Just a reminder, as I said before, do not forget to comment below any questions you might have to ask the owner of this prop firm. So if anything is coming to mind as I went through this pro list, I'll now go to the cons list. But if anything comes to mind, just let me know in the comments below. And so I have some questions to ask them that you guys want me to ask. So I really appreciate that. I want to engage with this community as well. While you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already to this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and start with the con list. So first of all, I want to preface, there's very, very few cons that I have with them still. I had more when I went on for the list originally, but now there's extremely few, and most of these cons are minor. I'll go over them in pretty much decreasing order. So the first one that I'm going to mention is going to be the most important in my opinion, and they're going to be less and less important as I go through them. But it's important to show that there are still some cons. It's not a perfect prop firm yet, but it's pretty good in my opinion so far. So the first one is there's no cTrader or MT4 yet. Of course, we want more platform options, especially the cTrader option. Would be really, really nice if they do have that. So they don't have it yet, but it is hopefully going to come eventually. So I really hope it does at least. There's no guarantee. I haven't heard any word on that just yet. That might be a question that I will ask the owner when we do the actual interview. So there's also no stocks yet. They do have quite a few options. Again, this is such a small thing. A lot of prop firms don't have stocks. I love trading stocks, so I really appreciate when prop firms have that added stock options. So that's really cool if they will add that as well. If that's coming in the near future, that'd be super awesome. If not, it's really not a huge deal, as I said before. They have no custom EAs. Some other prop firms like Infoid have custom EAs built into the prop firm. So you're actually able to use those to help you manage your risk. It'll tell you how much you are before losing your account, how close you are to losing your account, excuse me, and stuff like that. I think is pretty helpful that they have that for free included with the prop firm itself. So there's not actually any of those. So now let's go ahead and head over to the back end where there's a couple other cons as well and the back end of the prop trading. So logging into the back end, I made an account just to try this all out. I will be very likely actually paying for challenges, maybe a couple, maybe even getting that $500,000. That'd be really, really cool, especially if they do add the cTrader and stock options. But when I logged in, it does show that there's a little bit of maybe a glitch or something with the available products because it shows them twice. So I'll show you that on the screen right now. As you can see, there might be a plugin restriction from WordPress. Not exactly sure why they are shown twice, but they are. Again, it's such a small thing. I want to be fair and show there are some cons. This is such a small con, but that does exist. So going over the trial accounts, they're not instant. So if you do want to try out the prop firm, you can. There's free trials. Of course, you don't actually get funding from these free trials, but you can do them just to try them out if you'd like. But you will not get your account immediately, unlike FTMO, for example, which gives you that immediate access to those trial accounts. So that's something that I'd like to see improved. There might be a valid reason for them not doing it though, so I totally understand if there is. Just want to mention this as a potential con that's not instant. You do get them though, which is really cool they have them in the first place. Just to show you how to actually activate that code. So when you're here in the products, you want to choose whichever ones you want to use. For example, I've already added 2 of these and I can add 1 more of these for a max of $500,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and click add to cart as well and click view cart. And as you can see, I have 2 of the 200,000s and 1 of the 100,000. So if you want to actually activate this code to get all of that back plus 10% once you complete it, you want to add VVS and click apply right here. And as you can see, it'll say -0, but that means it's successfully applied successfully. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to say -0. That just means you're now in the system and you will get that extra 10% back. This is just a visual glitch essentially, and you can pay with either PayPal or credit card or bank transfer. To wrap up this review, I really am appreciative for them to actually respond to the criticism so well. I think that this is going to be one of the very best prop firms on the market right now. Like I said, it's very similar to FTMO, but just a little better in some ways. It is lacking to FTMO in just a couple of ways, cTrader and whatnot, and stocks. But it is really, really good. So I'm so happy to see such a huge, dramatic improvement from being on the top 7 worst prop firms video. For now, I would definitely highly recommend to put them on the top 7 best prop firms video. So really thankful for that. If you do want to get that extra 10% on the refund, don't forget to check out the link in the description below. It's always good to get that possibility if you do end up passing and having that first successful month. So be sure to check that out. Let me know any comments that you want me to ask the owner when I do that interview. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.